So let's look at employee retention specifically from the career development angle. So a common problem you might find is that as a startup, quite naturally, some of your key hires would have transitioned into leadership roles. As you then grow into the scale-up phase, one of the challenges you'll face is that the routes into non-leadership progression may not be quite as attractive or quite as available to many of your recent employees. So this is something you really need to address. One solution here is to create an organisational chart. So to make sure you're being really clear with your staff, both new and existing, as to what the structure of the business from a people point of view needs to be to deliver against your longer term objectives, perhaps over 3 or 5 years. As part of that, make sure it's really clear around the different routes to progression that are available and the different milestones, either from a company or from an individual point of view, that need to be hit for those to be achieved. Tie that into some really clear conversations around personal development and the steps and the actions that people can take, and make sure you're supporting people throughout those conversations. A good example here is Spotify. So in 2015, they launched their framework, Spotify Career Steps. There's 3 blog posts on the website that tell a really good story around why they did it, the lessons they learned, and actually the process they followed. So I'd encourage you to look at those. But a couple of things to highlight here. First of all, they didn't call it a career development ladder. And that was quite deliberate because they didn't want to signal the only way to actually progress was to step up the rungs of ladder to management or to leadership. Also, there were multiple paths and it wasn't one linear path to follow. So they talked about steps that an employee could take, some forwards, some sideways, but all creating some really clear opportunities for progression and helping those employees see their future lay within the organisation rather than looking away from the organisation. My final point here really is to make sure you look at this early. It's the sort of thing that may not seem the most urgent to address, but actually is a thing that can make a real impact on retention.